Mom, Bug here, playing Control at 8:45 on a Tuesday evening while you drive to Tonopah. Lovely, exciting Tonopah, Nevada, where nothing ever happens. I thought I'd play some Control to just kill away a part of the evening. Got my phone sitting next to me just in case anybody shows up for the stream, which is doubtful. I mean, it's theoretically possible, but the probability is incredibly low. Or in case you text me because anything has come up or you need anything. So we're just sitting around, kind of hanging out. It looks like we got a new bit of information from beating the fridge. So if you recall, the last thing we did was actually killed or beat, at least, whatever was living on the other side of the Arctic Queen refrigerator. So I have pulled up here the Arctic Queen refrigerator information. So, date of acquisition, November 18th, 1974. It's in the Panopticon right now. It is just identified as the Arctic Queen. No unique procedures required, it says, which is interesting because obviously now we have to watch it all the time, is what the kid was saying before he died. But originally it didn't require anything. So, description, altered effect, an Arctic Queen brand refrigerator model from the 1960s, no cooling functionality. The door is decorated with crayon illustrations by blank. The illustrations cannot be removed from the item. All attempts have failed. The paper cannot be burned or torn. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after it survived the collapse of New York City's Grand Central Hotel, where it serves as an appliance in apartment blank, rented by a man named Blank. It became the subject of local infamy after surviving the building's collapse undamaged. Mr. Blank, who was out of the building at the time of collapse, blank PM, retained ownership of the item until 1974, when the Bureau purchased the item through a false identity. Appendix. New altered effects have been observed. See file AI10.F for details. See file AI10.K for new containment procedures. So the whole it has to be watched all the time thing is relatively recent, apparently. Good to know. It looks like we have the altered item Darling presentation if we want to watch that in its entirety. I think we've already seen that, so I don't think we need to. Looks like we have a new hotline contact. What does it say? Oh, it's about the former. That's the thing that was in the fridge. Let's find out what they have to say about that. So, the board is telling us the former / descent is back / not gone. It's previous / disappointment, and it is not part of the board / us. We apologize / deny all knowledge for the inconvenience. You will see / face the former. It is stealing / linking altered items. It builds a competition / not us. You must espionage / destroy when possible / inevitable. Do not believe / get hyped about the former's lies / ads. We provide / offer better bonus package / health plan. If you leave, you will be sorry / dead. And you will never work / exist in this torn / cosmic reality again. Yes. Threatening messages from the board. I actually really love that particular one because up until this point you kind of take the board as a given. I mean, I don't think at any point we were under the impression that they were magnanimous or kind, but we at least didn't see them as threatening terribly, and we get that message, and that message is like, we will murder you if you leave us. You work for us and not the former, and if you don't like it, we will kill you and cut your heart out. And you're just like, oh, okay. Also, I guess you offer a better health plan. So what? You offer dental or something? I don't know. But I do particularly like that one. It's a weird one to get. So we have archives over here. I want to talk to Langston, essentially, is where I'm going. So I'm dropping all the way down to floor 1. We're going to tell him that the fridge is solved, but that we were not able to save Philip Phillipson, I think was his name. I want to say, because it made me think of Phil Coulson. But yeah, so there's some interesting data there about the board, and as I recall, once you play some of the Foundation, which I will be playing after I beat Control and have never played before, so you're gonna get a fresh reaction for how the Foundation goes down. But as I understand, that has more to do with the former. But what does Langston have to say about this?
Where's Philip?
Philip's gone. Something happened before I could get him out.
We're not sure what happened.
Poor Philip. He never did like fridge duty.
I can understand why.
But if you're here, then who's watching the fridge?
The fridge is fine now. I took care of it.
You don't just take care of altered items. What did you do?
Jesse does.
I touched it and wound up in the astral plane. This thing was in there. It was huge, had one big eye. Wasn't friendly.
We've been getting reports from the astronauts lately about something fitting that description. The astral plane is usually connected to our world through objects of power, not altered items.
Altered items are becoming objects of power,
if this
sweetie.
thing is linking itself to altered items, then it's clearly powerful. This may happen again.
Do you think that thing is what got Philip?
Must have been. The Panopticon is a dangerous place. The agents all know the risks. But, since you're some sort of altered item whisperer, I've got a list of others for you to corral. The Hiss are causing containment breaches left, right, and center. Here,
And this is how we end up with
I'll see if there are
the
any
ability
others
to fill
missing
all
while you're
those empty
gone.
cells I mentioned we'd fill later in the
My
game.
life just got a whole lot easier.
Alright, let's ask Langston about Cyberjector, AWEs, and Marshall, because we're here.
Do you
And
know
I said we would.
anything about an object of power called the slide projector?
Doesn't ring a bell, but Trench's chosen few never tell me anything. Not that I'm complaining. The inner circle works non-stop. I'm pretty sure Darling sleeps under his desk. No, thank
I'm
you.
pretty
I have
sure
a
he
cat
does.
to feed.
I hope
Langston's
Langston's got a
cat.
pet sitter.
I worry for Langston's cat, honest to God.
Have you ever seen an AWE?
Not out in the field. The AWEs are just altered items doing their thing. The Bureau goes in, locks everything down, and then they bring me back some clock or a gumball machine that made the town blind or something.
Just like an ordinary. With the slide projector.
I love how blasé Langston is about that process.
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall's nice enough. A little too special ops for me. Solves everything with a bullet. Respect
ex-CIA.
and ritual will placate altered items better than any gun.
How's that?
Some people believe altered items are conduits to extra-dimensional forces which require ritualistic worship to be appeased. It's just a theory I heard. I don't
Yeah,
know much
you
about it.
totally wrote that
I feel
report.
like he's a few minutes away from a rant about elder gods and blood rites.
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure the board would appreciate it.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here.
Okay,
like
but there is
always.
an argument there that's interesting to me because I am a huge dweeb about what exactly an altered item is versus an object of power. And it's actually touched on in that wonderful video essay that I still haven't linked. That's like haunted houses and control. It has to do with several other video games, but it's mostly about haunted houses in video games. And one of the points that the creator of that video makes is that the FBC is essentially defining things pretty much arbitrarily in hopes of understanding what's going on around them. They're saying, oh, you know, we run the house because of X, Y, or Z. We process the house this way, shape, or form, and we're putting things in categories in order to better understand them. But it's all sort of bullshit. They're just making stuff up. And so they say, oh, altered items can't do that. It would need to be an object of power to have that kind of an effect. Sweetheart, you made up what's an altered item and an object of power. I think they can do whatever the fuck they want, more or less. I think that's sort of the whole problem here. So that's kind of my take on it. Anyway, we're going to go back to the main story plot, and we're going back up to Central Research, which, again, as always, is my favorite department. I love research, and I love the main hall of research. It's so pretty. Where else do you get to see plants and trees? So I spent some ability points there just to upgrade my levitate. I normally do upgrade my levitate pretty hard because I just like being able to get around and floating, and you can get to more secret areas if you have levitate, which is always a useful thing to have. And I've upgraded my weapons, I think, a little bit. I have started to upgrade some of the mods that Jessie's using, which is like her health regenerates faster, her guns shoot faster, or have a larger spray, or whatever. So that's kind of going on in the background, but I'm not filming all of that because you don't care about the mechanics of the game. You just want to see the pretty graphics and watch me shoot things and hopefully enjoy the Dr. Darling presentations, because that's the best part of the game. So we are going over to the ashtray maze, which is actually above Darling's office, which we're going to get to by just juking over here. This is why I have levitation, because I am very lazy. And, like, you could get from point A to point B properly to get to this section, but, I mean, who has the time for that, really? Oh, he's a machine gunner. For some reason, I thought he was going to be a grenade launcher, but he actually has a, not a machine gun, but a minigun. That's the word I was looking for. There is actually a minigun type mod to the service weapon, but I don't use it because I hate it. Okay, well, obviously there's more enemies around because this wall exists, right? And it's not liking me, so I think I'm going to have to clear the enemies from this room in order to get through it. Didn't anticipate that, unfortunately. Oh, wrong weapon. I accidentally switched to the charge at some point and shot a rocket at his face. That's fine, right? I mean, everybody needs the occasional rocket to the face. Let's go back to this corner and see who spawned. There was a flash of red, which tells me somebody spawned somewhere. That's just the process of determining who and where. They say keep moving in this game, and oh my god, do keep moving. It makes such a difference. It makes your life so much better if you just don't hold still. Holding still is a death sentence. Which is funny, because I'm very much of like the Gears of War type game where I'm like, run for cover, and then shoot from outside of cover. That's actually not as effective as I would like in this game. It's a little bit too dangerous for me to do that. Okay, I swear the red wall is still up there. And I'm still hearing enemy music, so there's somebody around this part, somewhere. But God knows where. I mean, okay, they're not in the bathrooms. To be fair, I know they're not in the bathrooms. I'm going to check behind where the mold grows, and then back up the stairwell, and I'll walk all the way up in the stairwell. It's possible it could be... Oh my gosh, is there an... Yeah, there's a file right here that we missed. Threshold utility. Well, let's read the file. Alright, compiled by Dr. Casper Darling. Thresholds have always been a source of great inspiration and great challenge. When a new threshold manifests in the oldest house by blank, we never know what new discoveries it will provide to the Bureau, but we must always seize these opportunities. This report will examine the process of distinguishing recent threshold effects based on their utilitarian possibilities. The quarry brought Blackrock, one of our most invaluable discoveries, but if the mold has any scientific value, it has been particularly difficult to find due to the lengths we must go to in fighting back the particularly prolific plant. There are very distinct cases and These are very distinct cases and worth comparing, as their study offers vastly different dangers and rewards. I am tripping over my own words tonight. Apologies. Glad we found that file, because it's probably been there this whole time and I just didn't see it. Because I'm stupid. Alright, nobody over here. Let's go all the way back up the stairwell. What I think I was going to say is that it could be an invisible enemy, one of those... open chest cavity type enemies with the pumps and the high heels. Oh no! It's just that asshole. Hey, asshole. If he was it, I'm gonna be moderately angry. Doesn't sound like he was it, because I feel like I'm still hearing the fight music. Alright, let's scope out this little section in here. Anybody over here? Nobody? Okay, the wall is still up. I guess I could just hold still and wait for somebody to shoot me in the face. That's like an option. Occasionally this happens in this game. It's not very frequent that I can't figure out where the enemy came from. Oh, I heard someone and I didn't see them and I wasn't looking around. Oh, you're up here. I'm so proud of you. Throw your dead friend at you. Good, more spawned, and they spawned nearby. We appreciate when you spawn nearby, honest to God. Yeah, those chair guys are particularly bad at dodging, I feel like, so when they spawn you can generally throw something at their face, unlike the Tomasi type enemies that float. These characters all have names and I don't know them. I mean, alright, to be fair, we could look it up. Like, you can just search that stuff. It's in here somewhere. In our collectibles, probably in case files. No, it'd be in research and records. It has little drawings of them. Okay, so the Tomasi... Okay, so the Hiss Distorted are the invisible ones. So the distorted ones are the women that normally have pumps on, and they're beautiful. The elevated are the Tomasi type ones, which I hate. And I'm betting... I'm not seeing the chair dudes. Oh, some Hiss elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into chairs. So I guess they're the same type. They're just shit at dodging when they're in chairs. So elevated and distorted are the ones I wanted to know. Yeah, I feel like the chair ones just don't do as good a job. They also don't, like, spin attack the ground, which the regular non-chair ones will do, so I guess that gives us 2 times of Hiss elevated. And I'm going to call them the Tomasi kind and the lazy kind. Alright, so we headed here to try to...
Contact the janitor if you need to get through.
Yeah, to try to get through the ashtray maze. And I actually do like that there's a janitor cart right here. But you'll notice, previously, this wasn't fucking here, so now I can claim the control point. We went through this ashtray maze like 8 times, I swear to God. And never once were we able to actually claim a control point, and now there's one right there. We can go through it again. We won't get through. Like it said, ashtray maze is broken. Contact the janitor if you need any help. Oh, I wish I could get in there. I know it's impossible, but God, I want to get into the regular maze. My only complaint about this entire game is that the ashtray maze could be so much cooler. It's really fucking cool, don't get me wrong. But it could be even cooler. And, maybe the reason I find it so flippin' cool is because I spent so long in this game trying to get into it, but it's wonderful. So, we got notice from Ahti in the form of a psychic message and also his cleaning cart that we would need to get to him in order to get into the ashtray maze. I don't know why I walked my happy ass all the way back out here. We're going to maintenance. Well, we'll take the elevator because we're already here. Oh, wait, there's a trick here. It's a stupid trick. I don't think I can pull it off, but you could... Oh, you can just barely land on their heads. Just some of the times. Just occasionally. Just to fuck with them. It's just for a heartbeat, and you can launch from there and sometimes get higher than you would normally be able to get, but that doesn't matter because we're not doing it. We need to go to the maintenance sector. So we're going to find Ahti. So, right, first place you're going to look for Ahti is going to be his office. Right? That's the goal. I don't think he's going to be there. I get this funny feeling. Yeah, so what was I talking about earlier? I was saying something about the fact that the Bureau just arbitrarily defines things. There's a lot of weird, kind of, not hints, but like weird cryptic things mentioned in Dr. Darling videos that make you wonder if you're on the right track. And one of those things is when he's talking about altered items, he says, you know, a haunted, I don't remember what he says exactly. It's like a haunted CD player, a floppy disk, a supposedly haunted house. A possessed CD player, whatever, it doesn't matter. But that's the last line, is a supposedly haunted house. And I think the gentleman who did the essay, the person who did the essay for the control and the archetype of the haunted house, picked up on that, because I think as far as I'm concerned, the FBC is a haunted house. It's not haunted by something, in as much as they say in the video essay, it's like the haunting of Hill House haunted, where something is deeply wrong with the place. It is haunted by itself, but nonetheless, it is a haunted house, in my personal opinion. Oh, thank you for letting me in, doorway, but I don't need in the bathroom. Is that a giant puddle? No, it's a shadow. No, it's a giant puddle. Ahti, you do a terrible job. Sometimes I wonder if those are hints, too. But so he says supposedly haunted house, which makes you question whether or not a supposedly haunted house could be the FBC, the oldest house. They call it the oldest house, not the oldest building. You know, it is a house in its very nature. It's defined by the term house, and we know how important terminology and languages for the FBC in general, so I feel like that's not meaningless. I'm just going to save right here real quick, so I can come back here if I die, which shouldn't happen. I can't imagine I die. Why would I die? Should be fine. Really, it should be fine. And then there are other things that Darling specifically says that are strange, like, wait, no, this is not the direction I wanted to go, is it? Maybe it is. What do I know? Maybe we're going back up to the janitor's office. I don't remember. Like, his incantation mentions the phrase conceptual reality. The only time I remember hearing conceptual reality is in the message we just heard from the director, or from the board, and in a Dr. Darling presentation.
Where is he?
So I think that's just kind of low-grade fascinating. So, there's no Ahti. We do have a bunch of quests here we could take if we wanted to. We're not going to right now, but there's a variety of essentially fix-it tasks. You can go fix the clog again, you can run about and do a bunch of things. Basically, Ahti's leaving you housekeeping. There is a set number, and I think once you're out, unfortunately. But that is a terribly suspicious painting, is it not? Does that not look like Ahti standing on the back porch of a cabin drinking a beer? That's what it looks like to me.
Now this boy left, said the son of Annikki Tähti. My assistant will keep work in the glove and the house standing. Lomille lomps, holiday homes.
How can anyone even get out of here while the building's sealed? Let alone go on a holiday. Guess I'm about to find out.
I love these kind of weird visual effects of the overlay of video on top of the game. It's a beautiful ocean. I can completely see why Ahti is there and not here. Okay, let's find Ahti. So, the painting leads us through this direction. I did not mean to shoot, I meant to launch something at your fucking face. But, you know, we'll settle for what we can get. Actually, fuck this. Sometimes you just really want to get out. The rocket launcher. So I feel like I got shot in the back is what I was about to say. I'm like, somebody shot me right in the back. And I don't think there's anybody else who I need to fight in this area, but just in case, I've turned him into an ally as opposed to an adversary. More visions of the ocean. I cannot get in here. This is one of those doors that opens from the other side. Obviously there's a box there, so I'll have to come back to that. So, these are my options. This is another thing that's very strange about the oldest house in general. It feels organic. Like, these fire breaks do not, to me, particularly feel like they are simply fire breaks. They feel much more like they are, I don't know, connections, or bad arteries, or bad veins within the oldest house. They don't just feel like something that was built here. They feel like something that was organically grown here, and that the FBC happened to be able to use for their own purposes. But that's neither here nor there. I don't think I get anything for landing in this little spot. I just really wanted to, and apparently I can! God damn it. Okay, well, I was going to explore that fire break, but I don't think anything exciting is going on over there. I think I have to go down to that bottom fire break that has, the glow of light on it. And I'm fairly certain that if I explore the other side of these, they're sealed shut. Which, again, none of this is particularly important, but I find absolutely fascinating. There's no way I can make it over there. Not a chance. Okay, never mind. I find absolutely fascinating that these are broken, and thus the doors cannot be opened, because it very much feels like the intention of a fire break. That if you destroyed these pathways, you wouldn't be able to get through. And sure enough, if you destroy the pathway, it's enough that the doors will no longer open on either side. That feels organic to me. That's not just... there's no circuitry in this. That's not just a function of, the pathway has some kind of like a electrical conduction in it, and if the electrical conduction isn't met, the doors won't open. That's very much a function of like, that's dead limbs, so it doesn't work. We stop making the fingers work because, the whole arm's dead. It's a dead part. Which I appreciate and makes the oldest house feel just more like a living creature that you're inside of. And now that I've said it that way, it does sound kind of creepy, to be fair. Alright, so we've got a control point down here. And if we wanted to know where we were, we could look at the map. And, oh, interestingly enough, we're in that portion of maintenance where we have not yet explored. I think there was a file, perchance, in this room. No, it's a radio, which I always turn on because I want to hear the radio. And one file here. Furnace complaint. Alright. Furnace complaint. Read the furnace. Why aren't we allowed to burn outdated paperwork in it? Seems like a waste of a perfectly good fire. I'm just trying to save you a few bucks and a lot of sweat. Usually people in suits appreciate that, right? What is the furnace even heating? And who's in charge of it anyways? It's always lit, but I never see anyone tending to it. And the noise it makes is a little, I don't know, off? I mean, I can't be the only one that hears that weird wheezing or whatever it is. Someone should take a look at that thing. Might be time for a replacement. The furnace is sentient. Fun fact, the furnace is definitely sentient, and I think you feed it nuclear waste at one point, because otherwise it would want human sacrifice. So we feed it nuclear waste instead. That's fine. Let's see. Okay, following Ati's visions. I was just seeing what our new task was. Ati, impossibly, in a building lockdown, Ati has left for a summer vacation. Well, I don't think it's a summer vacation. I'm fairly certain this is supposed to be October, but I don't know. I could be wrong. This came out in October, so I just assumed this was set in October. If this is supposed to be set in summer of 2020, I have some news for you. Shit got fucked while you weren't looking. So this is a doorway I'm opening from the back side, and entertainingly enough, you may recognize the room that we're in. We are now in the NCS coolant pumps room, and we're going to have to kill some folks. Oh, we're going to have to kill some fucking mold monsters. Fuck yeah, my least favorite thing on the fucking planet. Oh my god. Yeah, I really, really, really do not care for the mold monsters. Let me just check behind me, because sometimes I have bad luck with them just spawning fucking behind me. So far so good? So far so good. So I'm pretty sure that there's one of those seed pod shooter type ones. Whoa! See, they do a lot of fucking damage when they do damage. I do not care for them. And he totally spawned behind me. I looked behind me. There was no one there. And there's the seed pod shooter. Exactly as expected. Okay, nobody. Okay. I'm gonna try to kill him from here because I can't even explore this area until he's down. Okay. Oh, Christ. Go puke on your friend or something. Oh, fuck, and the seed pod shooter is still able to get me from there. Ah, balls. And this is why you use every control point you pass. Because this way, I will spawn right there in the other room. And not a billion million miles away. Yeah, so the mold monsters. I mean, they're lumbering, they're stupid. They don't take as much stagger damage, I feel like, as the regular monsters. Or maybe it just takes more to actually knock them down. I'm not 100% positive on that. I'm sure somebody could actually tell me looking at the actual numbers from the fucking game and how many, attempts and shots it takes to kill either one of them. But they feel like they're a little sturdier than some of the other creatures in the game, which I really do not appreciate one bit. And then once you've started killing them, I think everything in the room recognizes that you're a goddamn problem, like the seed pod shooter guy who's up on my ass and shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, have I mentioned that I really don't like him at all in particular? And I can hide behind this pillar from him, but in the meantime, I need to keep shooting these guys. And I'm using the charge, but honestly, I shouldn't be because I feel like it's doing too much splash damage. Check behind me. See, he fucking spawned there. I fucking called it. Ah, screw you guys. Seriously. Okay, hold on. Where were you? You were somewhere. Oh! Okay, you should throw up all over your friends and deal damage for me on them, so I don't have to. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. And then right now I'm invisible to the seed pod shooter guy, I think. Right in this spot in the doorway. He's still shooting at me. I just don't think he's hitting me. Alright, so let's get these two down, and then we can advance to here. Alright. Alright. Okay, so now we need to kill that dumb son of a bitch, whom I hate more than anything on God's green earth. I feel like I'm not even actually hitting him. I'm hitting the seed pods that he's shooting in midair. How are you still alive? Fuck off. Okay, so he's down. Awesome. I'm pretty sure there's more of him. Yeah, see, there's another one. Great. Exactly what I always wanted out of my life. And I think there's... Oh, there's... fuck you guys. There's 3 of them. Yeah, and I'm shooting his seed pods out of midair instead of hitting him. Just checking occasionally around me. Trying to hit the platform he's on, so I don't have to hit him. But you know what? You guys are going to have to hold on, because I'm actually getting a phone call. So give me a sec. Hello? Hey, Mom. How you doing?
Good. We're at Walker Lake on the return trip.
Super duper.
Grass Valley. Got them all packed up. So we're on our way home. We're at Walker Lake, so we got quite a ways to go.
Okay. Do you need anything at all?
No, I just called to let you know an update. It's
Oh.
very pretty here.
I've heard. I haven't been out in a bit. Maybe I should go on a field trip out there.
You should go to Walker Lake. It's just beautiful this time of night.
Okay. I definitely will. Maybe we'll go and visit one of these days. Okay. I love you too.
Everything's going pretty good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Are you stopped for a minute?
Yeah, we're stopping. Georgia, come here.
Yeah, I imagine. Well, I'll send you a text message. I have an image to send you that you'll laugh at, but I didn't want to send it to you while you were in the car. Okay. Now you know. Parking brake check. Okay. Well, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Okay, it'll be real late. Call me if you need anything, though. Okay. Thank you for calling, Mom. Just text me. Text me when you get home. Okay. Talk to you later, Mom. I love you very much. Bye. Well, that was you. What are the odds? I know, right? That you would call me while I was talking to you. Weird coincidence. No, I mean, I think it's pretty common. It's been a busy freaking night and you've been all over the place and taken care of a bunch of stuff. All right, I'm back. And we have video once more. So, it's telling me that there's some new mission, but I'm imagining it was one of those completed ones, and it's telling me I've got a new research record, but we'll see what it is. Sometimes it's hard to tell because it gives you this little red triangle, and it's at the bottom of the screen, and then it goes away before you can see what it was. You know what? It was whatever one we already picked up, so I don't actually care. Alright, so we are still fighting this dumb son of a bitch. Did I get him? Did I get him? Did I get him? I got him. Okay, so now there's only one. They all blew up midair. Okay. Basically, we're just hiding behind this rock, repeatedly coming out and trying to shoot his stupid ass. You know what? I don't think shooting him is as effective as throwing stuff at him because of that whole, oh, I can actually shoot him from behind this and he can't hit me. Nice. I don't think that shooting him was effective as throwing things at him because he kept shooting my projectiles out of the air, even if he didn't intend to. So, that was fun, right? Are we having fun yet? But we're finally past that small section, and now we just have a bunch more of these dumb motherfuckers to deal with, and then everything will be fine. Also, if you ever see something like those columns, and you're like, gee, I wonder if I can levitate up there, you totally can. And there's totally stuff up there for you to collect, as I recall. In fact, we might just cheese it and get all the way towards the exit by levitating towards these right now, because I'm lazy. And also, I want this box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Shield boost. Okay. Pretty sure that's an enemy? Can't quite tell. Well, if it wasn't, it's dead now. Or if it was dead now. No, it looks like we're fine. Okay. So we are going to... Now, where does it have us going to? Oh, to the light switch cord, which is directly in front of me, and I'm stupid. But you love me. There's a light switch cord here. So we're going to the Ocean View Motel is where we're going to. Let's give it 3 pulls. Yeah! Ocean View Motel. And casino, which is weird because I've never seen a slot machine in here, have you? Not once. Okay, so I think one of these, so I found out more about some of these doorways. One of these, I think this spiral one, is an Alan Wake reference. I think it's the Dark Place. And I think the double C one, that I think is a very cool image, has something to do with an unreleased project by Remedy? That's the name of the game studio of the game that I'm playing. Yeah, I'm an adult and I can remember things like that. So we are currently checking out the Ocean View Motel and Casino. And as per normal, all the doors are locked, and we're going to try to ring the bell and see what happens. We ring the bell, and that's what happens. So you know what? I can't shoot it. I can't do anything, and I can't be aggressive in here. So all I can do is ring the bell again. And the second room, that was the clog in the first room. Second room has a radio and a radio. Let's turn on the radio. Let's turn on this radio. And let's turn on this radio, I guess. I don't know, I like the radio, and it's got another radio. Let's turn on all the radios. Fuck it, we love the radio. So, something to do with radios, perhaps? And let's press the bell a third time. And there's a radio in here. And there's a radio over there. I'm going to turn them both on. All the radios. I can't quite hear what's being said. It's not the hiss incantation. It sounds like somebody speaking in Finnish, I guess. That's probably exactly what it is. Ahti's Finnish. Why not? Alright, and let's ring the bell a third time. And the clog is now dead. Dead and gone and grossified. And the key that we need is right there. Okay, so let's go use that key, I guess. Hope this comes out of the carpet because it's flippin' gross. So, we're gonna use the key, and this time it's for the janitor's closet. I don't know if you noticed that, but it's that's the one that we actually have the key for. It's not the pyramid one, it's the janitor's closet. Because we're dealing with the janitor. So, Miami, Braniff Airways, and a bunch of janitorial supplies, exactly like you'd expect in a janitor's office. An overall, and another painting, and as per normal, this is a painting of where we're going to end up. So let's take a look at where we go once we get through this painting. We are in the Black Rock Quarry. So I don't think we explored this area earlier. This was actually locked off, and the only way in is through this control point or through teleportation, because this door is locked from the wrong side. So we've got a file here. It's the Albany summary. AWE 29, 2006, Albany, New York. A response team was dispatched to a possible AWE in progress at blank Albany. At the scene, the team encountered and retrieved AI-63. The Bureau had discovered numerous online message boards regarding loud noises coming from an abandoned shipping warehouse belonging to Blank Corporation. Local law enforcement had discovered numerous bodies in various states of mutilation in the vicinity. This, along with those noises, were considered to be evidence of a werewolf due to the fact that they only occurred on the last 3 full moons. Field Agent Blank accompanied a squad of rangers, trainees to the site as a form of field training. The likelihood of a genuine AWE was considered low. Despite this evaluation, the team encountered a highly volatile altered item, which they successfully received. I think there's mention of that, the werewolf AWE, because things happened on the full moon. I don't remember what the actual object was. It's obviously not a flippin' werewolf. So, we're back in the Black Rock Quarry. And we're headed to that, obviously, because you can hear Ahti from here. So, because I'm lazy, I'm going to make this easy mode and just go straight to it. And as you can probably tell, there's some enemies all around the area, but I'm gonna ignore them because I'm lazy. And I just don't want to deal with them. We're going towards Ati's sunset. So, we've got a room here. I don't think there's anything in this. It's just an elevator. It goes down. I could go back and explore the quarry, but we've already been there. The first time I played this, I'm like, how am I going to get down here? How do I call the elevator? Oh, right. I fly. Forgot about that. Thank goodness. So, it's a good thing we just touched a control point, because this part kicked my butt a couple times. I'm just going to run around the back here, because I don't know if I did that last time. Oh, hey, you can actually get back here. That's kind of cool. And there's nothing over here. Nice. Nice. Waste of time. That's fine. The last time I played this, it kicked my butt, pretty much. I was not so good at this particular one. It is a survive long enough to do X type situation. Let's look around and make sure there are no files. There's nothing important going on before I trigger the event. I don't think there's anything useful. There's a little cul-de-sac up here. There's a rail over here. Cable heart control. Nothing important up there. Nothing over here. Oh, hey. Forgot you were in here right when I showed up. You can just die. Okay. There is a file. Let's read this file. Albany supplement. More about the Albany thing. Okay. Upon arrival, the squad broke into the warehouse and discovered boxes of undelivered merchandise abandoned by the previous owner of the warehouse. As they investigated the noise, blank along the south side of the building caused it to collapse inward. Wooden crates, an accelerated physical blank from blank, rendered field agent blank and 2 of the trainees unconscious. The others escaped the warehouse before it collapsed entirely. In the rubble, they found AI-63, the origin of the blank, attracting and repelling debris. They stood guard around the item until the moon set, at which point the altered effect ceased. They returned the item to Bureau without further incident. No fatalities occurred. The collapse of the warehouse was not witnessed by civilians, and thus no reinforming by the communications department was required. Pretty sure those agents died. Also, I'm wondering if that's the shield, but I think that came from the safe. Maybe the safe was found in Albany? Not positive. Not positive. Alright, so we just called the cable car from way over there. It's the cable car control booth. The problem is that cable car takes a hot minute to get here. And honestly, these enemies keep spawning even after it shows up. It's the greatest. This is just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a boss rush, the opposite of a boss rush. Hell. This is hell. That's the word I was looking for. Some of them eventually do get the grenade launchery type enemies. I'm just gonna, yep, there he is. Yep, let's just launch grenades. Again, I sort of sucked at this one the first time I played through. Oh, I died as soon as I landed. Ah, that sucks. You're seeing me die more in this one than I've died so far in the rest of the gameplay. That's ridiculous. Did I die twice or 3 times in the last gameplay? I want to say twice, but I think I probably actually died 3 times. Not sure. Anyway, so this whole section kind of sucks. You have to keep moving, but you're kind of waiting for the cable car, so I keep ending up hanging out in front of the cable car like it's going to magically show up and take me there faster. I'm fairly certain that once I get on the cable car, I can just press the button and turn it around mid-transit, so I don't actually have to wait for the cable car to completely arrive. I just have to wait for me to get close enough that I can levitate to it while it's out on the cable, land, press the button, and fucking leave. I'm fairly certain that's a true thing, because I think that's what I did last time. But every time I die, I have to go across the black rock quarry and drop down that elevator shaft again, which is moderately annoying. Like I said, it's like not like hell, but it's not exactly fun either. The good news is I can probably make it further than the first spire there before I run out of energy, and I have put a lot of effort into teleportation, so it's not like I'm a weakling there. Alright, and then we're going to drop down this, and pretty much when you hit the fog, press square, and you won't hit the ground at fatal speeds. And then, wait, I feel like I just saw some interactable. No, that must have just been one of those things. There wasn't a file hidden up here on a shelf, right? That'd be fucked. No, they wouldn't do that to me. They would never do that to me. So let's kill this dumb son of a bitch. And press this button. And then we're going to kill these dumb son of bitches. Can I really would have liked to mind control you. That would have been a nice thing to do. Oh, I got him down. That's nice. Ooh, do I have my very own sniper? I do. I have my very own sniper. Just what I always wanted. Now I'm gonna have my very own... Oh, death? I'm gonna have my very own death? Is that what I'm gonna have? Jesus, I am not bright, am I? Okay, we're fine. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We're fine. They spawn on top of you, maybe with the running, as opposed to the trying to actually collect things. Okay, we're good there. I remember this. I started having a hard time summoning shit, like, to throw. I don't know why. Okay, I'd like to collect some of this health. Don't hold still too long, because I'm fairly certain I am going to get a bunch more of the explodey boys. Get up here to get some of this health. Oh, look, there's a cable car. We're going to do that instead. I just wanted the cable car. Just let me in the cable car. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. And I'm just going to stay low while they shoot at me. And just take the cable car the fuck out of Dodge. Yeah, that is how you play that part of the game. Screw that. I don't even know if they ever stop spawning, honestly. They might always spawn. Alright. And now that we're out of the range of them, I can stop crouching. Okay. So, this cable car is leading me through the roots of the house. Literally. One could say the foundations. Which is actually what I said the first time I played the game, because I didn't know that the DLC was called the Foundation yet. I'm like, oh, I'm liking the foundations of the house. It looks like Moria from Lord of the Rings. Doesn't it? Just the pillars that go on possibly forever in every direction. Like, I don't know, like roots or tree trunks or something. So, I'm going to wait patiently because it's so scenic and pretty and beautiful. I do think that there spawn a few more enemies on this side. Not sure why I think that. Just kind of a inkling, kind of a suspicion. Could be wrong. I think it's something about the squareness of the columns, and I don't know, this whole place has a kind of weird Art Deco vibe that I appreciate. But, okay, I couldn't wait that long. Oh, I can't jump. Oh, I can't jump. Oh, aren't you flippin' clever? Okay. So, I didn't just have a heart attack because I thought that perhaps maybe I had just juked myself off the edge of a pillar. It's fine. So
There's
down
something
here.
up ahead.
I'm just kind of looking
Do you
around
see
for
it?
files. And Jesse's finally getting a clear view of the ocean. We do have a file here. Plastic tree supplement. Excerpt from Altered Speech of AI-14 by Dr. Theodore Ashe. Who's Dr. Theodore Ashe? He's the predecessor for Casper Darling. The results are incredible, but more so the speed of discovery this allows us. AI-14 copies our speech, but after numerous tests we discovered that certain words are missing from its vocabulary. We began isolating these words, cross-referencing them with esoteric texts from early days of the Bureau. We found that these words, when arranged in particular formations and spoken at varying speeds and cadences, elicit a reaction from altered materials. We tested this specific string of words, a formula, if you will, on other altered items kept in the examination hall. Varying physical responses were recorded with each one, with an 82% success rate. We've proven that words can tangibly affect these items. Scientific applications must be explored, possibly for containment or identification purposes. This will drastically change our approach moving forward. And to think there's still more words to be found. I mean, what do we know that says words like "you are a worm through time, the thunder song distorts you"? Like, I think there is a thing there that they're trying to get to about the hiss. Oh, yeah. Senkaran Tango. This is the one where I was going to send you the video of it, where it's a beautiful tango in Finnish, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And arguably just beautiful. It's sung by the actor who plays Ahti. Well, he sings the version of it you hear in this game. Oh, you can kind of see, if you look just right, the trees and the islands and the lake and the sky. Oh, there it is. Oh, you have to look right at the light. And I want to go walking through it. It's so beautiful.
Viikingit saatana. Kestänyt ruottalaisen veljekset kunnon löylyjä. Samma på svenska.
Doesn't sound angry yet. Oh, look at that. Like you want to look up, but you can't look up because if I look up, it starts dimming the image. Yeah. Wherever Oxy's on vacation seems nicer than here.
Hey, girl.
Lena's here. Don't go towards the light.
Holidays holy.
Okay, but I am in the basement of a very creepy haunted house, so I feel like light may be actually a trustworthy thing here. Just throwing it out there. On the ocean. Oh, it's so pretty. I want to leave Reno. It has been a long quarantine stuck in the desert, dude. Ocean and trees sounds just flippin' amazing. So to reinforce the general Lord of the Rings vibiness of this all, there's a arched doorway on this particular column. And everything fades to black. I didn't even press anything. It just goes to a cutscene.
Did you miss me? Did you have peace in your soul?
I don't know what that means. Serena's has come up to Oregon.
Bark don't make a move.
That would be nice.
You did good.
We were thinking about doing that, me and Rachel, in fact. We were thinking about going on a trip. We were supposed to go scope out Portland to see how we liked living there.
Through the maze so you can do your job.
So he's given us a cassette player, a Walkman, that'll get us through the maze.
Did that really just happen?
Yes, that really just happened.
Of course it did. He gave me his cassette player. Get me through the maze, huh?
I love how rational Jesse is sometimes, though. Did that really just happen? Of course he did. I'm holding the cassette player. That was a stupid question. If I have tangible evidence of the weird thing happening, then the weird thing actually happened. It's fine. We're going to just activate this control point. But no, we were talking about going up to Portland. That was one of the things we wanted to look at because we've looked at Seattle. We want to look at Portland as a viable option, a little bit less incredibly expensive than Seattle for the moving. And then, there's all this... there's all this rumor that Portland is a little nutso at the moment. You're absolutely right. That's what I hear too. People getting shot in the head by the cops. And on the one hand, great, civil unrest sounds like a really good time. And on the other hand, I bleed easily. So not sure it's a great idea for me to go do that. But I think we still might road trip up that direction. I just might have to take Rachel through every town that's not Portland. So we got the headset from Ozzy the janitor, and we can go to the ashtray maze and use it. Let's do that now. So we now have a shortcut to the actual ashtray maze, which is so nice. I think... no, we're still in maintenance. Duh, you need to be in research. And there is our ashtray maze shortcut. Woo! And you'll notice when you look at the map, it's not actually visible on there because the ashtray maze expanded to make room for it. It's not actually part of the universe. The map is actually one of the cooler things that you can really get distracted by in this game, because you can tell whether or not there's a secret area hidden behind some things sometimes because of the map. Other times you can't tell, and you'll see like this little appendix like hidden area, and you'll spend 20 minutes trying to explore it, and it's nothing. It's not a thing. There's a black rock wall there. They like had designed something to be there and then just locked it up and forgot to fix it. I hate it. So, ooh, looks like Serena's coming through Reno at the end of July. Well, you will have to stop by, and we will have to get, at the very least, dinner. Apparently, probably in our apartment, because nothing's open and the world is on fire. So, picnic at a dog park, maybe. That'd be cool. All right, this has been described by several people more intelligent and more highly rated as games journalists than me as the coolest 8 minutes of any video game in the year 2019. I would say the coolest 8 minutes of any video game since the year 2010 at the very least. Like, I am really impressed with this video game. So I'm going to try not to do a terrible job at it so that it's fun to watch, But, this is the good part. So, she puts on her headphones. And the music's fucking awesome. I definitely can't make money on this one because this is definitely a copyrighted song by Poets of the Fall. But it doesn't matter. It's so good. Alright. This whole area is so cool. I had originally hoped that this would be random, but it is in fact a set layout path, so it's the same every time you play it, but I don't even care, because it's so flipping good! Alright. This is a song by the Old Gods of Asgard, which are the band from Alan Wake. The door opening, I don't know why that always gets me. The Old Gods of Asgard is a band from Alan Wake, consisting of Thor and Odin. And it actually says that, Ahti, I don't know if you caught that, says that some of my friends have made something to help you get through. I think he says something along those lines. So it's actually acknowledged that, like, the Old Gods of Asgard know who Jesse is. I don't know why that makes me so happy. I don't know if it occurred to her that that's what's going on here, because she mentioned that she used to love her dad's copy of the Old Gods of Asgard album. And I feel like I would be screaming like a little girl if I found out that my favorite band knew I existed. Someday some band that I love will ask me for album art. It's never gonna happen, but I'm gonna dream about it. I don't know if the shoes outside the doorway weird me out. But they are, the songs are performed by the band Poets of the Fall in the real world. And they fucking rock. And I've been making my mom listen to a lot of them. So Mom, if it sounds familiar, that's because you've been listening to a lot of them lately. Yeah, going downward instead of outward, and now we're upside down. Going this way. Oh, yeah. So obviously you have to have some skills to just get through this. And the wrinkles in the carpet being on the wall, I don't know why that just gets to me. And the floor is sealed shut below me. I got a little worried I was going to get squished during some parts here. So I know there's enemies there. Kind of gave me a heads up, I think is kind of what that's supposed to do. Well, this will be the coolest 8 minutes of video game ever if I live through it. Because I am fast sucking at this game. You know what, I don't think my loadout has all of my, like, health bonus points and shit on it, and that might be part of my problem. I think I normally play with a bunch of shit where it's like, extra health, extra, you know, damage when low health, things like that. Making sure there's nobody behind me, because I am a nervous wreck 90% of the time. In case you haven't noticed, my my method of fighting is just panicked throwing of objects and prayer. That's pretty much how I survive 99% of these encounters. Interestingly and coolly enough, it opens up a little hallway here for you to kind of use as a bolt hole, which I fucking need. Because I kind of suck at the game. I'm sort of going to get quiet here as I stop being able to function without dying. But I'm going to work on maintaining my composure and also talking to you guys. Fucking go down! Okay, cool. Sphere is down. It's like half the battle in my opinion. Okay. Then we want to take out the individual minions first because they're easier to take down than the high level dude who is shooting me with grenades semi-regularly. You can dig that though. And the lyrics, yes, I don't know if you're catching them, but they are absolutely about Jesse and the game in general. theoretically, if you're playing, I think, the level right, you shouldn't end up running out of music, you know what I mean? Because there's a linear element to this where it's playing music I don't actually think you can go up at all in this any further than this. It's just kind of showing you the oldest houses intruding upon the ashtray maze. But theoretically, I think there's this kind of guitar solo-y area, and if you're playing it right, it shouldn't take too long to get through, so you shouldn't lose the guitar solo for too much time. And that's exactly the reaction they wanted. The giant enemy emerges directly in front of you, so you panic, pull the fucking throw, or try to shoot at him, and he disappears. And then this room, you know, is bad news the moment you walk into it, and sure enough, everybody fucking spawns, and thank God the ashtray maze loves you, and just hides them all from you, except for one guy who you have to kill promptly. But yeah, I think if you're playing this at the pace that they designed the game to play at, it shouldn't have too much downtime during this section. I'm not positive if that's a true fact, though. Because obviously, I mean, I played this pretty quickly, I feel like. And I still have downtime. You know what? Can I turn you? Nope. You're not still alive, are you? Yeah, you are. Okay. So every one of these platforms you get like a couple hiss shards to come fuck with your fucking day. Which I obviously don't appreciate because my explodey boys are my least favorite part of my goddamn day. Maybe they just need love. Maybe I just shouldn't call them explodey boys. Maybe I should refer to them by their proper names and call them hiss charge. And then they would try to kill me slightly less frequently. Somehow I don't think that would work, however. Oh, okay. I am on a platform. I'm like, am I on a platform? Sometimes you just die in this game. Just fall to your fucking death because you're an idiot. It's great! It's a fun time. Oh, shit. Fuck you in particular. Okay, so we're gonna go back to a previous platform. Yeah, go blow somebody up, my dude, my friend, my pal. Have I gone too low? No, shit! No, shit! just pulled that off. So he did blow someone up for me, and yet... Mother of Christ! Okay. So we get to play the coolest 8 minutes in gaming history again, except it'll be less awesome because you've seen it all. Motherfucker! You know, the first time I played this, I managed to make it the entire way through there without dying. I'm a little bitter about that. Of course, the first time I played it through, it wasn't 9:45 on a night when I had no sleep and I'd had 2 shots of vodka. So my abilities may be impaired, I feel like, just a little bit. I'm going to be honest there. Alright, let's see. We're going to do a quick check of what the heck I have selected on my weapons. Actually, I should be okay. I've got launch efficiency up, health recovery up, health up, ammo cost while levitating down, blast radius. Well, we can make some different decisions on that. Ammo cost while levitating, projectile speed. That's up projectile speed, I guess. Grip has ammo cost up, damage up, rate of fire up. Yeah, I have no excuse for sucking. This is entirely on me. I just sort of sucked. Balls. Okay. Oh, no. Did it warp me? It warped. I didn't know it did that. So once you've beaten the game, it warps you to the end of the section of the ashtray maze entirely once you walk in, which is really bullshit because it means you can't fight the ashtray maze more than once. Honestly, this is the best part of the game. Why would I not want to appreciate multiple times? But I did not realize that if you died partway through, it gave you partial credit. That's quite cool of them. Because they recognize that, you know, you want to kind of take some fucking time trying to get through this shit. And I did. It took me a hot second. It seems like there's kind of 2 sections to it, I guess, and this is the second section. It's gonna take a hot second. Come on, just make my life better. Wow. So soon with the dying. Okay, let's turn off the charge because that's not a good plan at all for anyone ever. Okay, so we're going to utilize this hallway again, so I feel like that really is our best bet to try to kill the sphere as quickly as possible. Oh wow, I think I actually took down one of the enemies before I even had their health benefit reduced. Ah, yay. Okay, there we go. Right in the face by that, didn't I? I really need you to go down so I can get that health. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it when you die on time. So much. 10 out of 10 for your death. And my method is always just full of lead. I know there should be like some finesse to this, but I just try to fill it as full of fucking lead as possible. I feel like I'm not particularly adept at the aspects of this game that require thought or cognizance, in fact, you know? Strategy, that's what it was for. I'm not so much with the strategy. Much more with the hope and shoot them full of fucking lead and pray. And, you know, sometimes it works out. If I can make it through this section again, I would be very proud of myself. So these fake outs are less impressive now. The wall closing down next to you. The big motherfucker. I feel like I could probably get a shot or two off on him before I finally got locked out. I feel like that's a soft lock, so it has time to load the game, because it can get through as many of those as it needs to, and also can reset the music, probably. You are my only actual enemy. So I'm going to shoot you in the face repeatedly and collect all of your health. And then we get to this room, and this room's the one that kicked my ass last time. Okay, so we're a little bit more prepared. Only a little. So jump around less, be prepared more, don't get blown up in the face as much. Got it. Move on to the next area. Drop. Wait for my charge boys to load. Okay. They're good, they're golden. Let's move on to the next section. I really do love this launch ability because it knocks them back slightly, which sometimes is such a blessing. Sometimes they are kicking my butt, as you can tell. Ah, he had to do the full body launch at me, didn't he? Okay, so he blew up over there. That's fine. You, oh, I hate you so much. Oh, yes. So they have a whole shield around them, and when you can hit them with a projectile, that makes your life so much better. It knocks down that shield and there's one less thing to worry about. So I think we're through them. I think that was literally it. I was dying on that last enemy. And we're out of maze. Unfortunately, that's all we get of that. So you can hang out here if you want to listen to the rest of the music, but as soon as you get into the hallway, Jesse's going to take their headphones off.
That was awesome.
So just trust me when I say that that's the best 8 minutes in gaming, and it's actually a lot better if you get it right on the first try.
Expedition into Slidescape 36. What
Alright.
Darling brought back changed everything.
Darling brought back extra-dimensional horrors from Slidescape 36. So, let's go see what's in Dimensional Research. I'm hyped. We have a file right here. Dimensional Research. Fucking best parts of the game. We have a file right here. Janitor complaint. Okay, well, everybody shut up about Ahti. He's the best. Okay, it's literally, has anybody else seen the janitor mopping around here? Isn't this a restricted access area? Who gave him permission to come in here? And how the fuck did he get through the maze? Dr. Tan. So Dr. Tan is the gentleman we have been seeing in the Dr. Darling presentation.
Yeah,
the
you
young man.
want me here. Finding the projector was how this all began. What started in ordinary ends here. You,
So Polaris
me, Dylan. We've all
is
come full circle.
very happy for us to be here. And the red sand. Leave it completely alone, say the notes. So, we're finally in Dimensional Research. We have the Dimensional Research control point. We're going to learn more about Slidescape 36 and the projector in general. Aren't you flippin' excited? And I'm going to make you wait until next time. Because I've been playing for an hour and 15 minutes. So y'all are just going to have to wait. So I hope you had some fun there. If your mom I hope you got a kick out of some of the music and the weird stuff. If you're not Mom, can I make a recommendation that you go look up someone who's a better Let's Player than I am and their actual run through the Ashtray Maze in one go without dying, because, oh, it is the most intensely fun 3 to 8 minutes of gaming, depending on how you play it, in the history of man, as far as I'm concerned. The first playthrough, if you have not actually witnessed a playthrough, if you're going to play Control yourself, I don't know why you watched this video. You should have just played it your goddamn self. But the first playthrough is like just some of the most fun I've had playing video games since, I don't know, probably Ocarina of Time, for sure. Like, that's how far back you have to go in my memory to enjoy something as much as I enjoyed the Ashtray Maze. And even then it was just the Forest Temple, which was way too short, because everybody knows the Forest Temple is the best part of Ocarina of Time, and it shouldn't have been first because they had to nerf it because it was the first temple. They didn't want to make it long. Anyway, so thank you for coming by, Serena. I appreciate your comments. Serena says hi, Mom. Mom says hi, Serena, obviously, even though she's not here in chat. She sends her love. I hope you all had a good time. If you're my mom, I love you. If you're not my mom, I love you anyway. If you're Serena, I love you, and I hope you sleep well as well. Thank you guys so much for coming. You guys have a good night.